What's up, geography people? It's Mr. Barnes here. Today we're going to talk about dependency ratio. So what exactly is dependency ratio? Well, if we look down here, dependency ratio is the proportion of economically inactive people, so people who are not working or who don't typically work, people age 0 to 14 and people age 65 and up, and we compare that, actually divide that by the people who are working, who typically work, the people who are aged 15 to 64. So again, this is economically active. These are people who work, economically active, okay? And these are economically inactive, people who don't typically work, okay, who are dependent. These people here, 0 to 14 and 65 and up, are dependent on the people who are 15 to 64 to provide for them economically, okay? So that's dependency ratio. Now, why do we need to know dependency ratio? Well, that's a good question. Dependency ratio is used to determine whether a population is youthful or aging. And we need to know that a population is youthful or aging so that we can prepare for the future within the place where that population is youthful or aging. So for example, there's a couple of countries. The pattern in LADCs is for LADCs to have a youthful population because of the large amount of births that occur in LADCs. And again, if you remember, the dependency ratio is 0 to 14 and 65 and up, but you find that if there are a large amount of people in that younger cohort, that there's going to be a higher dependency ratio, okay? So what does that do for a country in terms of the advantages of having those youthful people? Well, these boxes here are available for you to fill in, to be geographers yourself, and there are a few examples that are given here, sorry. They can attract new investment. Youthful people are attractive to different, companies that are trying to target youthful people. All right, youthful people also have, new sources of ideas and are very, very innovative and creative. Okay, but again, there's also disadvantages. Remember those consequences we talk about in class. Consequences can be both positive and negative. There are disadvantages to having a youthful population. So for example, you have to build a lot of schools and clinics for those younger kids, obviously to support those kids. And, let's see what they say here. Need to provide sufficient food. Obviously, you need enough food to, keep your population alive, your youthful population alive. And again, there is an option here. Sorry, I'm trademarking that. Nope, that's not correct. Nope, let's go back down here. There's an option here for you to be a geographer yourself and write in your own ideas about why there might be an advantage or a disadvantage for a youthful population. Likewise, aging populations, countries like Japan and more developed countries, a lot of countries in Eastern Europe where you see more elderly people, and that is, people 65 and up. Those people need things like nursing homes and shuffleboards and whatever games elderly people play. I don't know, maybe cribbage or something. I'm not sure, but that's all joking aside. They definitely need support too, and so you have to provide for them and think about if your population is aging. Elderly people, they need things. So in terms of disadvantages, right, you need to fund health care and make sure that the elderly people are taken care of, and you can put in your own, geographic mind in those boxes. The advantages of having an elderly population include the elderly have skills. They are, wise beyond their years and can teach the youth a lot of things. Also, a lot of companies will target elderly people. The gray economy is a large proportion of the economy in some of those countries where companies are specifically targeting elderly people and making advertisements and the commercialization of things gearing it toward elderly people. And the last thing, of course, like I said, be a geographer yourself, fill in these boxes if you can think of your own advantages and disadvantages of having an elderly population. So again, just to recap, it's good to know dependency ratio because you're going to want to know if you need to plan for a youthful population or if you have an economically strong, active workforce or if you have an elderly population. And so again, dependency ratio is really important to know. I hope this helps.